You were live. Am I really live? Is this really working? Hello, YouTube. Hello, Minister Burns. StreamYard. Live number one. Thought about calling this, I can call it Based at Home. Based at Home, number one. Learn by doing. Save changes. Well, this is not going to be very professional. I just got off work. I decided to come home. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm in my kid's playroom. This is my child. She is 2 years old. She just got her diaper changed. She is fresh. That's nice. Let's see, maybe I can make this big. Oh, I don't know if I like that or not. I've been live for 1 minute. Interesting. Now, I'll talk to myself a little bit, tell you a little bit about my setup here. This is a Apple Thunderbolt monitor from the year 2014, I think. It is 720p camera. If I keep doing this, I'll probably get a better one. This is a Shure SM7B, which I also bought at that same time. I bought that light back there in 2015 because I was going to start doing this in 2015, but I was too afraid until 2022. So I'm 7 years late. Better late than never, right? So, how do I want to do this? Well, let's think about it. If you're going to be based at home, you can't be afraid of what to say. So we got to dive in. Plus, nobody watching this anyway. I guess if I leave it up. You can eat ice cream on camera. Pretty good. There's some keto Rebel peanut butter caramel chip, 7 grams. This is what I think Haas is called chillin'. But I usually like a point to the live streams I watch, you know. I figured I'd throw up the StreamYard. StreamYard seems pretty legit. It's got the little icon up there. And before I live stream, I always thought I was going to clean up this room because this room, interestingly, is very, very emblematic of my life. This was my music studio, as well as, where we were going to make these videos. And then I had 2 children. And it became the playroom. Oh boy. And I thought about it. I thought maybe you should throw up a green screen, hide the playroom. The more I thought about it, this is based. Isn't it so? Oh, you knew what hat I want. My gosh, you're an angel. You're an angel from heaven. She smells good too. McConnell. My dad got me this. McConnell Irish whiskey. Isn't that dope? I don't even drink anymore. After the ulcers, decided to quit. But the hat's pretty cool. It's cool to have a hat with your name on it. Welcome. I have 1 person watching. Welcome, person watching. This is amazing. There's someone watching me on the internet. Wow. What do I do now? I wonder if they'll write something. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment, show it on screen. Oh, that's easy enough. I don't know if they'll write or not. But that would be cool if you did. That one person out there watching. Thank you for watching. Or maybe I'm watching myself. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. No, probably not. There's someone watching. So what do I think? What should I talk about? I've been on here for 5 minutes. I want to tell you what I want to do on these live streams. Okay? I have 7 ideas of what I want to do on YouTube. 7. Mainly, what got me into this YouTube was, and let's be real, my boy Caleb Maupin. Represent Caleb Maupin. I haven't got my I support Caleb Maupin hat, but it's in the mail. Garland Nixon, send it to me. So I went to the CPI, and I decided politically to just come out as an open communist in America. That's fun. That's fun to do. Once you do that, it's kind of like when I started doing stand-up comedy. When I first did stand-up comedy, I got up on stage and I just told the most embarrassing stories I could think of in my entire life on stage, because after I did that, what's there to be embarrassed about? Somebody doesn't laugh at me? Okay. I just told you the most embarrassing things I can think of. So I want to go through the 7 things I want to do on YouTube. And I will say this too. This is very weird because up in the top left of the screen, right up here, I can see that I've been live for 6 minutes and 37 seconds. And I can see that 1 person is watching me. So now I know why. I've never done this before, but now I get why the live streamers are like, why are people leaving? And it's because you can see right up here how many people are watching you. I need to put tape over that or something. Maybe just so I can see how long I've been live, and then I don't have to see that anymore. Anyway, so here's the 7 things I want to do on YouTube. I'm already doing 4 of them. 1, I want to keep doing my Based in the Woods. I think those are fun, and they're a good brain dump for me. It's good to go out in the woods, take a little walk, and I can poop all my thoughts out of my head. And it's nice. It's nice to watch in the woods. You get that. I do it in 4K. I got a new selfie stick, which I'm going to show. Let me get that out and show it to you. Selfie stick. Look at this. We're getting professional up in this bee. Oh, never mind. I put it on the shelf. Yeah, I was going to clean this room, and then I thought about it. And I thought, this room is so interesting. Whenever I watch these live streams, I'm like, what's his name? Adolph Reed. He'll like stream sometimes in his gym at home, and it's an absolute mess. And I love it. It's so bad, and I love it. So I thought it'd be fun. And it shows I'm working class. I'm a school teacher. This is my mansion. Like, am I faking it? If I am CIA, I'm so deep undercover. I bought Duplo blocks and like accrued half a decade of a mess. So anyway, here I am. All right. Anyway, I bought this on the old Amazon here. It's pretty cool. Works with a little stand, and my phone clips in it. Because last time I just held it like this. And I think I can use this as a camera too, once I figure it out. There's a fancy StreamYard way to do this. Hold it. But this is how I did it the first time in the woods. This time, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put it in this beast. I might hit record. And then, look at this, just like I'm an Asian photographer. That's racist. I don't mean for it to be. I just know they love their selfie sticks. Look at this. Whoa. Plus, my wife's Asian. She says that doesn't help me get away with that, but I think it does as a white person. Look at this. Amazing. Ooh, boy, the sky's the limit now. Look at this. There's 2 people watching me do this magic. Ooh, we're going to do big things, YouTube. It's going to be a big deal. So, we got this beast. Tripod. Make big videos with that. So that's what we're going to do. They're Based in the Woods videos with this. Okay? It's pretty cool. That's number one. I want to build my audience with my focus on new thought material, mainly reading audiobooks. So every day, once I finally get this going, I'm going to start with just an hour a day. I'm going to try to wake up. I'm a school teacher. So before I teach school, I am going to read an audiobook for an hour every day until I've read an entire New Thought audiobook. So I think I'm going to start with Napoleon Hill's Law of Success in 16 Lessons. There's no good audiobook for that on YouTube. So I'm taking his advice and I'm creating what I want to see in the world that doesn't exist. So I'll read through that and then I will edit it in OpenShot, and just like I did with my Wallace Wattles book, I'll put that up. After I do a New Thought book to help build my audience from that side, then I will do a Marxist-Leninist book. So I just bought Mao's Little Red Book, and I'm going to scan that beast, the book scanner I got, and I'm going to read through that one. Should take about 4 or 5 hours. I'm going to make an audiobook out of that, and that's how I'm going to do it. We're going to do a New Thought positivity book, and then we're going to do a commie Marxist book, back and forth. To me, I see them as two sides of the same thing. One is how to fix the material world. One is how to fix your soul. So Rise and Grind book, how to make money, how to be your better self. And then commie book, how to fix the material conditions of society. So we'll go back and forth like that. That's the main thing I'm going to do. Other than that, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do a 15-second short every day, and I'm going to do a 1-minute short every day, usually on just whatever's going on with politics. My wife showed me something. As an ENFP, I'm supposed to be, my perfect job is just social commentary, which I've always wanted to do anyway. I've done it forever. I went to school for journalism. That was my thing. I love teaching school. So I love talking about stuff. So that's the second thing I'll do. No, that's third and fourth. There's a list of 7. Base in the Woods, 15-second political short, 1-minute political short. My Emerson shorts I've been doing. I have this beautiful book. It's my favorite book. And I'm just filming these like pull quotes from Emerson every day. And I'm reading one of those. Because I like stuff like that. I like the motivational videos on YouTube. So I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to do the audiobook. I said that already. Now here's where it gets kind of spicy. I'm gonna get different things. I'm just going to do, I heard Austin Kleon said one of the coolest things you can do as a YouTuber is you can learn something on screen. And I totally agree. I'd love to watch someone learn something. So I've never learned Ableton Live. I've learned with it enough to kind of mess with it. I don't know. Let's see how much CPU this will use up. I kind of pulled it up here. Let's see if I can share it. I don't know how that works. I don't know anything about this software. Literally nothing. I'm sort of amazed I'm live on YouTube if I really am. I gotta go back and see if this is true. I don't know how to share my screen. Share screen. Well, this is spooky because I see like streamers will be like, oh my gosh, I just shared my social security number. So we don't want to do that. I don't really think it matters. Let's do share screen. Sharing screen is easiest with 2 monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Follow these steps to share a video with audio. Okay, follow these steps. Let's see here. Oh man, that's a lot to read. Share screen, okay. Share video with audio. Okay, you gotta pick like a video. Like I can't just share what I'm doing and the audio from that. Okay. StreamYard currently has 4 share layouts available. You know what? I'm gonna share. I'm just gonna share it. I don't care. Oh, now I wants to share my computer's whole screen. Okay. Maybe a window? Can I share a window? Try and share the StreamYard screen. Brave tab. Screen sharing. Maybe I can share this. Can I share that? Is it sharing now? View tab on StreamYard.com. Anyway, this is what I was looking at. I don't know if it's sharing it. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Huh. How's that work? Can I do this? I'm like, still see my. Oh, look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. Look what I did. I clicked the button. I'm down here now. I'm like the people I watch on the YouTubes. Whoa, boy. Whoa, I did it. I'm doing it to the 3 people watching. This is cool, man. I just did it. Okay, so let's go back to cinema layout. Hopefully you can see that now. I guess you can. So I'm sharing this tab. How to share screen. Okay. We see all that. Share a screen, a video with audio. Okay, and share screen. Chrome tab, share audio. Okay. All right. Well, so let's see if I do stop sharing. What's that do? Okay, so we're back here now. I'm gonna hit share again. Share screen. Share screen. I want to share a window, and I'm gonna pick Ableton Live. Share. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. To fix it, go to System Preferences, unlock this screen by selecting the lock button. Okay. Let's just try it again and see if it works. Share screen. Okay, window, Ableton Live, share. You've lost. Uh-oh, it wants to shut down my StreamYard completely. That's not good. So let's just be a brave big boy and share the screen all the way. Share screen. Okay. Entire screen. Share. Okay. And that's still not working. Go to System Preferences. Okay. Unlock the screen by selecting the lock in the bottom left corner. System Preferences. Okay. Allow Brave. Brave browser will not be able to record the contents of your screen until it is quit. You can choose to quit Brave browser now or do it on your own later. Okay. So that's a bad part of StreamYard that I just learned. You cannot record your screen if you don't already have that set up, because now I would have to shut down this whole stream because the stream is in a browser. It's not like OBS. It's not a software that's running on my computer. It's inside my browser. So now I understand what happens when people's streams crash online if they're using StreamYard. And a lot of people do use StreamYard. To the one person that's listening, you got to get Streamlabs, says Drew. Drew's watching me. My boy, Drew. I hope you got me on the TV at home, Drew. This means a lot to me. This will be forever recorded on the internet if we leave it up, Drew, as just me and you talking live on YouTube in front of everyone. You know, Drew, you could be my first guest. I could send you a link to be on StreamYard if you want to. Let's see, maybe I can invite. I can invite you to StreamYard. Copy link. Let's send it to Drew. Let's see how brave he is. Maybe he'll come on. Drew Howard. There we go. Ha! I sent it to you, Drew. Big screen, baby. Dude, I'm on your TV. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's almost as cool as my 2-year-old. She brought me this hat. You know? I don't know if that's bad as a school teacher if I'm supposed to promote whiskey on the internet. But I don't drink it. It's like Will Smith. It's for the look. I don't lie to it. You know? Anyway, to Amy on the... I could just rap getting jiggy with it on here. You know? That'd be pretty cool. Drew, you still got to come over and listen to these speakers, bro. They're great. Anyway, I'm trying to remember what point I was on of what I'm going to do here. Okay, I did the audio book. I talked about that. And once I get all my settings right, I'm going to figure out how to live stream me learning Ableton Live on this beast. And Drew, I think it's a sign from the universe that me and you are supposed to do this together because we've talked about it before. That me and you were going to learn Ableton Live. And I know me. The only way I will ever do this is in public. Okay? I've resorted to, as a school teacher, cleaning my room. I set a timer for 5 minutes and I go, you clean up your life and I'll clean up mine. And then I clean the class in front because this is just a ridiculous extrovert. I need to be in front of people to do something. And so I thought maybe I'll use YouTube as a way to get my life together. But me and Drew, we need to just use this. I'm going to set this beast up, looking at this over here. Probably get another cheap camera and put it up somewhere, and then I can swap back and forth between these cameras. But we will learn how to use Ableton Live on stream. Okay? That'll be fun. Once we get through, we're just read through the manual from beginning to end. Once we get, what's up, Bismuth? Sup, baby? Sup? I probably know you, but I don't know you through that handle there. But whatever it is, I'm so glad. We got two, there's 3 of us. What's the Bible say? Wherever 2 or more are gathered. Wherever 2 or more are gathered. So we need to say a little prayer. We will pray for, oh, Sam. What's up, Sam? How are you, buddy? What should we pray for? Communism in America. We should pray for happy wife, happy life. We should pray for Ableton Live Mastery. We'll each have $1 million. Freedom, justice for all. I'd like to play in a CCR cover band on Friday nights. I'd like to DJ with my buddy Drew. I want to go to another, if this is a Sam, I think it is Sam. I want to go to another 100 CPI conventions with you, Sam. And one where me and you both give like powerful speech that moves people to tears. Okay? I want that to happen. Wherever 2 or more are gathered. Here we are. So that is that was 0.6, I think. I just thought of another point. I need to write that down in my little audio book. We'll do a New Thought book. Then we'll do a Marxist book. And then we'll do, it is that Sam. Dude, Sam is my man. You know what's been so funny with the things that went on, Sam? And I won't give too many details until the time is right, but the stuff that's happened with Caleb. I don't think Caleb will get mad about me saying this much, but it's really been a clarifying experience the past couple weeks. And I love that me and you met in Kansas and just immediately hit it off as like 2 like no bullshit brothers. You know, you were frustrated with the PSL. I was frustrated with, I don't know, just, we're just business, man. We're like, yeah, we'll travel across the country. We're going to do this for real. You know, the Bernie Bros, I feel really split into like our group, the ML, CPI. I don't know if I'm anti-woke. I don't know. I just, it's not that I'm anti-woke. I'm not against like you know, I want everybody to have rights and be treated nicely, but we need to organize around class, the working class, dude. You know, that's how you bring people together. Like, if my Trump uncle wants to have nothing to do with us, then we are not going to take on the FBI. That is just not going to happen, you know. And I love that old Brandon in front of his 1984 Red Death screen is just he's just pushing us together. I've literally been like witnessing to like my MAGA friends like, yeah, they're like, well, I think there might be a false flag, and they're gonna blame it on MAGA, and then they can you know, paint us as terrorists and go after us. And I was like, yeah. As someone who knows intimately the history of the Communist Party USA and the Black Panthers, let me assure you, Uncle, that if you are a threat to these liberals, the Nas libs, the Yahtzees, they will absolutely go after you. Great books of the Western world. That was my other idea. I want to read through the great books of the Western world. I'll catch you up to speed, Drew. I'll catch you up to speed. I want to read through the great books of the Western world on stream. I talked about this in my base in the woods, but imagine how amazing that would be if you watch someone like just suck up all that philosophical knowledge that Haas has in real time in this room. That would be really funny to me. And just make, excuse me, I don't know if Britannica would sue me. I'm kind of like, I don't really care. I don't think it matters. I think thinking like that is just dumb, especially in the age of the internet. Everything is going digital. But that would be amazing to see someone read from Plato to like Hegel to Freud, like all the way through like that would be amazing. I've never heard of those books. You should Google them. Great books of the Western world. I teach one each day in my English class because I feel in America we don't really have a classical education at all, and that's why we are a nation with amnesia, as what's his name said. I can't remember. I watched a documentary on him. Chris Hedges, the original Chris Hedges. What was his name? It'll come back to me. Anyway, we're a nation with amnesia. But yeah, the great books of the Western world, there's like 44 versions, and each one's just like one of the greatest philosophers ever. Like Plato is like an entire book, and then Shakespeare's 2 books, Thomas Aquinas' 2 books, Aristotle's 2 books. It goes all the way through, up to Freud, through Marx. Marx Capital One is his book. I wish there was one for the great books of the Eastern world, but I think it's I've looked into it a little bit, and you should read like the 5 major works of Confucius. You should read the Tao Te Ching, which I've already read, multiple translations. You know, the Dhammapada, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas. Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. Like, how many of those books do you think Kamala Harris has read, or Joe Biden, or Donald Trump even? I don't think very good. Yeah, I'm gonna come out sounding LaRouche. Yeah, he probably will, which is good. I mean, you know, we want to be smart. And then we want to be based in red pilled. You know, Haas is doing an incredible job at that. I really want to shake Haas's hand and one day send him a text message. I love that guy. I get why people just chill. You know, this is pretty cool. Let me see, Sam. I might be able to send you one too. Don't feel any need to do this, but you can if you want to. You asked me a question, Sam. What's the question? While you're writing that out, here's a little something I made in Ableton. It won't sound good, but I started messing with it. Oh, that's my daughter's whistle. We might take that out. We recorded her whistle. Yeah. All right. Right now, it sounds like crap. What do you think, Soph? You like it? See, this is bass, dude. I was like, I can't start streaming until like, I sent you a link, brother. I don't know. Supposedly you can just like click on the link that I sent you in Signal. Sam's here. Sam, let me see how this works. What's up, brother?
Yo, you hear me?
Can I hear you? I can't hear you.
I think so. Can you or no? Does it work?
Let me look at audio. Speaker. Let me put you out through. Let me try. I'll put you through my big speakers, and then if there's horrible feedback, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear you now. I can hear you great.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. I'm just a little sick today, but so it's like I could still just go on your little stream with a few other people, do a little streaming.
Dude, we're doing it, man. It's so cool. We're doing it. You've been doing it for a while, right?
Yeah, I did a few streams, and then my job sent me a notice, and they said, hey, in 2 months, we're going to automate you. And
whoa.
Yeah, so now I'm like, all right, well, no more streaming. That time is going towards not trying to get engulfed by the singularity instead. So, you're either a part of it or you're getting eaten by it, it seems like.
That's cool. I mean, that's not cool. It's what's going on, though. With me, but it wasn't because it wasn't for streaming. They weren't like, hey, we don't like your streams, you're fired. Yeah, I was a teacher, and so like for me, I'm like, I want to keep it like PG-13 for a while until I have enough to like not worry about it that much. But at the same time, I'm sick of like living in fear and not just doing what I want to do, because I feel like I could be pretty good at this if I keep it up.
Hey, I mean, Rumble and Odyssey sure as hell won't censor a thing you do as long as it's within the law compared to YouTube. Right. No, I think if you're small, you can get away with most anything. They hate the ones that blow up the most. You know?
I've noticed there seems to be like 100,000 viewer like wall. Like Jackson, they pretty much let run wild until he hit the 100,000, and then they're like,
yeah,
screech. Russell Brand really confuses me though. I don't know how they're just letting him do what he's doing. I think because he's a celebrity. I think because he was married to Katy Perry.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if Russell Brand got put off of YouTube. Where is he going to go? He's going to go to Rumble. What happens on Rumble? Holy shit. That market share is going to explode. I mean, and, the way it works is the more users you get, the more users you get. It's called network effects, Yeah. Those interactions are so valuable, right? Rumble now is we feel so alone. You go there and you're like, where is everybody,
Right.
Once everybody's there, YouTube is dead,
Right. I think that's, me and you doing what we do can see the political strings behind that. I don't think a lot of people can see that. Like, if YouTube kicks off Russell Brand, well, he's going to Rumble. And if the number one political YouTuber, I heard Andrew Tate went to Rumble and he did a stream that had like 140,000 concurrent viewers.
Yeah, and people accused Rumble of inflating their view counts because they're so damn high. I mean, I don't know if it,
I've never heard that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Could be.
I think the revenue talks. If the service is paying you really damn well, doesn't, that's it then. That's it.
Glenn Greenwald was repping it from the very beginning. I know a lot of people in our sphere did Rockfin, and it was just janky. I don't know. We need it. It needs to be slick. It needs to be fast. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually have a whole long ass video comparing the technologies
Oh,
of
really?
Rumble, Rockfin, and Odyssey. Thing is, Rockfin and Odyssey both have a lot of very technical ideas. Here's how we're going to do this and that and this. But what it really amounts to is paying people in cryptocurrency for sharing content and engaging with content, which is something the SEC doesn't like. Jeremy Kauffman of Odyssey actually got he's had the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, on his ass because they ruled his crypto coin a security. So Odyssey, I think they're trying to play this tech game. Rockfin as well. Rumble is just like, no, we're just going to be YouTube, but bring in some big names, and just offer no censorship. And I think that's the winning move. You don't have to play these fancy tech games, especially messing with stuff where you're going to get that crackdown. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I have lots of thoughts on that. I've made a couple shorts here lately on because I was really into crypto. I didn't know if you knew that about me.
I did not know that.
Since like 2016, I've traded crypto like every day. So I've watched the market every single day. And in 2017, like watching it, that's when it really hooked me because I saw that I could have, like, if I had had 10 grand in the market, then I could have had 100 grand. And then if I learned to short it, I could have had 200 grand. And it was just clear. And then it happened again in 2020. So just do those numbers again. And then you only have to work if you want to. But then on the other side, like as a Marxist, I could see first, rich people must be making a ton of money off of this and not be threatened by it at all for it to go on. I mean, to me, it's the end stage of neoliberalism because that's what Web3 really wants to do is commodify everything. Like they want a token. I was really into Avalanche, and that's what they were talking about. They called it the Tocambrian explosion, where everything on the internet will be tokenized. And but something like Rockfin, you're starting to see that's what they were trying to do, or like Odyssey, I guess. And then the SEC is like, yeah, you're not going to do that.
Actually, I may have got a little confused. I'm thinking again now. With Rockfin, I know they were more about creator autonomy. That was like their main thing. You could have a collective of creators, something like this, that was like collectively monetized, something like that. I'm trying to remember I don't know if they had crypto, but I know for sure that Odyssey, the LBRY token, I know for a fact about that. And and they just dole it out freely, as an unregistered security, if you consider it a security,
I don't think it'll let me. I was going to try to share. I don't know if it'll let me share. Is it sharing? Yeah, no, it's sharing. Well, look at that.
Oh,
All right. So, like, let's look at it. Every night, this is what I do. I check this one. I check Avalanche, and it does not want me to short it. So real quick, since everybody's watching, I do. It's called the Ichimoku, and I make sure this blue line's the 9-day average, the gray line's the 26-day average, and that's the price. So once it's below the cloud, blue line's below gray line, and purple line is the price. I think it's 56 days ago, 26 days ago. It has to be below the cloud to short, so you probably short it tomorrow. But right now it's still cash. But if you look back like historically at it, that system has worked incredibly well. Like right here, it told you to go long at $4, and it didn't tell you to sell until 32. So that would like 6x your money. And then it did it again right here at 30, and it didn't have you sell until, looks like you sold here at 55, but then you got in again at 71, and you got out at 106, and then you went short. It told you to go short right here at 74, and you were short all the way down to 17. So you like 3x your money on that too. Well, I got to remember that about shorting. It's the most you can do on a short without margin is to double your money. But on a long, like if you buy at $3 and it goes to 30, you just 10x your money. And so let's look up library though. LBRY, library USDT.
Yeah. See, and you can tell by the graph of the LBRY token that it really is not a security. Because if I remember correctly, it's pretty flat, you know.
There it is. I guess it'd be LBC probably over Tether.
LBC, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, they had a.
Yeah. I mean, look at. I mean, it's the same. So it told you to go long right here at 3 cents, and pretty much had you in and out of the market up to 24 cents. So that was a incredible run. Same over here too, but there's nothing else. Like if you like trade SPY or something normal, it's just like watching paint dry for so long and just go up like a little bit, but I understood why people are in it, because if you need to invest $1 billion, this is where you would put it. But if you have $1,000 and you're trying to turn it into 100,000, I have no idea why you would invest in this if you're trading a system. I'll show you. That's the one I do, and then the other system I do. I need to make a more in-depth video on this later, but I filter it by the exchange I use, and then I put on those Ichimoku filters. So baseline is above conversion line. That just means blue line's above the gray line, and then the last price is above the leading span B, which is the cloud, and then I turn on, this is called the ADX. It's you got to type in directional movement, average directional index. And it's just a ranking of what stocks are moving the fastest. So these, and then I put USDT so I can just see those ones. But like, this is the one I'm in right now, hypothetically in a video game. But it's highest on the ADX, and it's on the Ichimoku. So if you click on it, you'll see it told me to buy like right in here, right when it pops out.
I'm gonna go back and watch this because again, when I'm not on my phone, listen, right now, I have about. Okay, I probably shouldn't tell everybody this. I have a certain amount of money. I need a job at a certain point of time in the future. And if I learn to, it's not gambling if you have a method, right? So, right?
Yeah, no, it's like counting cards. It really is.
Right. Coast a little bit longer, right? I mean, why wouldn't I? I love the free time. Right. I really do.
And, I talked a little bit about it at the CPI conference in Chicago. Like, I read that quote from Ingalls. Like, Ingalls was pretty good at trading the stock market. And I feel like when you're like a baby leftist, you just watch like the corporation documentary and you think those people are evil or whatnot. But, where we're going, we're going to need some money. And I'm not particularly interested in robbing banks. So
you ever see that meme that's like, we're at the commie crypto headquarters?
There needs to be way more commie crypto, dude. For sure. Because you're just playing, you're beating them at their own game. Like, they don't want you to win. Like, my whole life is like, make them show their hand. You want free market, but not for these people. Like, no, not for you. It's like, oh, you don't really know what you're saying, do you?
Also, like Haas has his crisscross theory, right? So this is a crisscross. It's the tankies using the ANCAP strategies to make money, right?
Yes, we're actually really what I do. That is
Yeah.
literally. I haven't heard that. I heard Oz say like I've heard him say before, like just make that bread or whatever. And long ago, like I tell my students, like don't do a job for money. Like you're never going to trade your labor in capitalism for real wealth. Like
so his crisscross theory, if I remember right, I could screw it up because it's his thing, not mine. But when I first heard it, I was like, how does this guy come up with this crazy stuff? Do more than 7 people use Rumble? 7 million maybe. Anyway, in China, you have authoritarian left, but then you have like crazy free market stuff going on. In America, you have authoritarian right, and then you have like all these like lib left like anarchists.
like
so the political
jazz.
is like crisscrossed. It's like when the auth right is in power, you get the lib left, and when the auth left is in power, you get the lib right.
I really like that theory because they do that in China, like Shenzhen, right? Like it's we're gonna the heights of industry will be controlled, but then if any of you people that are really good at manipulating the market want to go to Shenzhen and make China a bunch of money, absolutely, special economic zone, baby. I never thought about it like that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and there's a thing I came up with where I say by the time China's reform and opening up and privatization is complete, it will be fully communist, which sounds completely oxymoronic, but if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because they expand the market all the time, but they also expand the regulation of the market all the time in China, and it never, it never fully escapes. It never fully escapes the state, kind of. It gets away a little bit. There's corruption all over. Lots of little rogue, bureaucrats and companies.
There's so much I want to know. There's so much I want to know about China.
Yeah.
Like one of my biggest questions, and I sent it to. I don't think Caleb would mind. I sent it to him today. I just wanted to know, and then I think it might be a super chat maybe down the line one day for you two people watching. I really want to know how China works. Like it's amazing to me that America is so arrogant that you have to go to some like CPI conference in Kansas where some like renegade pharmacist from Oakland put together a PowerPoint on how China works. Like we should have. I mean, you should have entire academic departments just going there and studying like what is going on and then how to bring it back to America and apply it. Like the fact that that's not happening is unbelievably weird. I mean, we know why, but it needs to be remedied, But my question was like how do you organize when you're organizing a party, a communist party with democratic centralism, how can you be sure that the people that have the interests of the vast masses rise to the top? Like, how do you prevent liberal corruption? And he goes, man, I could talk on that forever. So, but I'm really interested. I'm interested in internally, how does the organization work? How does because to me it would be almost like a quantification of spirituality, like spiritual dedication to the cause, because you can say all the right things and then you can sell people out, so you need like a sell people out quotient, like
Yeah.
The only way you see that is through struggle, like when something bad happens, like who abandons ship and who doesn't.
I think about it, the first thing is, combat liberalism. Listen, Mao was so damn wise. And read Combat Liberalism. Now, I don't have it memorized, but I've considered memorizing it, or at least memorizing what is the meaning of each point, because he lists all these forms of liberalism, right? And if you read Combat Liberalism, there's a lot of really important things. One thing, for example, in a communist party, normally you say you have a coworker in a company and they do something shitty, but you're tired of arguing with them, right? So you just kind of are like, all right, well, I'm going to gossip about them. I'm going to go home and complain about them. But, this person, can no longer confront them, deal with them, and resolve this contradiction. Well, in a communist party, that's not the case. You have to resolve it.
Yeah.
You have to talk to them and resolve it openly. And if you gossip, that's going against the Communist Party. That liberalism that is acidic, dissolving the bonds between people. And that's a really important thing that I think we all need to think about, is that what feels right socially, which is to pretend to be someone's friend or just ignore problems you have with somebody, right? And then go home and complain about it or complain to other members about it. That feels right socially. It feels natural socially, but it is against the organization's goals collectively. And if everyone understands that, huge difference.
And it's also, I really do see a big overlap between a lot of these like 19th century American spirituality books that I read and Marxist-Leninism, especially when the strain of Christian socialism really like started getting laser focused in like the 1910s, 1920s with Wallace Wattles. They will say things like gossip is spiritual death, and God will not reward those who gossip. And I know there's a big backlash to that in a lot of leftist circles, but I don't really care. To me, being based is just being who you are, right? And I'm genuinely interested in spirituality. I feel that there is a lot we don't understand in how this universe works. I think our mind is incredibly powerful. And I also think that there has to be a spiritual depth to Marxism as well. I mean, you look at like what the Iranians have done, or even the Taliban was able to break down the biggest liberal army in the world just by and to act like their religion has nothing to do with that, or to act like it's like just Sam Harris, like it's some like weird byproduct. Like, no, it's absolutely central. If you're willing to take a bullet for your people, I mean, to me, that you are living as the height of a human being. And I got a lot of bullshit from being raised in church, but I am very glad that I got that from my Southern Baptist upbringing. Like, if you are not living in a way where you're willing to die for a cause bigger than yourself, to die for the people, for the poor, then you ain't living right, brother. You're living for yourself. And if you're talking shit on your friends, I remember even that in church sometimes. Sometimes they would stand up in front and they would say there's been, every time they would have you pray at the end. They would say, if you have any problem with any of your brothers or sisters in this congregation, you need to go find them right now and you need to make it right, because God will not reward you if you have enmity with your brother. And I see some overlap there, man. I mean, once I finally came to like understand how this stuff works, how communism works, start reading Mao, see how it actually works in China. And I talked to my wife about it. And my wife, it's just like, it seems like how human beings should treat each other, how they should live. We shouldn't gossip about each other. And we should probably make sure everybody can eat and get a good schooling in before we, start setting up shinjins and, trading library tokens on the Web 3.0 or whatever.
I tend to think it's kind of funny, right? People accuse CPI of being a cult. And if we had been a cult-like, we would have avoided all of this. In a cult, if a single person speaks ill of the leader in any way, even if it sounds like a genuine thing, you go to the leader or buddy tell them immediately in a cult.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think that, you know what, like, that sounds cultish, but honestly, look, I saw this shit coming a long time ago in the org, and I said nothing because I just thought, well, it'll sort itself out or something, right? And I was wrong. And we're lucky that other people stepped forward and spoke up about it. But I could have spoken up about it much sooner than I did. And in the future, I absolutely will. Next time somebody says, I'm concerned about XYZ with Caleb, even with any other member, I'm going to say, all right, well, I'm going to tell them now. Sorry, you told me, I'm telling them. That's how we roll.
Yeah, no, I kind of wish I'd said that when we were in Kansas, because I saw a lot of people that were going to get up and give a speech, not watching other people's speeches, like just being too cool for school and hanging out outside. And then almost all those people ended up writing that letter, you know, like, I don't know how much they want us to go into this or talk about it, but I feel for a little bit like it doesn't hurt for us too, because they're talking about it. You know, we're members who are not against the organization or against Caleb. You know, I'm still waiting on my I support Caleb Maupin hat. I don't know where it is. Garland. I actually watched Garland's stream and my wife was like, "This guy is so much like you." She's like, "Why do you and Garland laugh when you like tell the truth? Why does it make you laugh?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think most people like to watch like who did I say when they watch the comedians, you know, I like Bill Hicks, George Carlin. I always wanted someone that makes you think and tells the truth about society in a way that you can't really, like, if you're just mad yelling on a street corner, no one wants to hear that. If you can make a joke out of it, you know, like George Carlin being like, "This country has owners and they own you. You know, they've already bought and paid for all of it. And they're coming for you." Like, it's like, okay, you know, I love that. Or Bill Hicks at the end, you know, he's like, it's just a choice between fear and love, you know, that's ultimately the choice. And like being on here, in a weird way is like me choosing love, because I've wanted to do this for so long. Like I bought that light. I bought that in 2015, and I wanted to do this kind of thing, and I was worried about people would say. And then after you start doing it and people say stuff, like I know like some 60-year-old boomers like, "Oh my God, this kid likes communism. What's going on with America? Oh my God." And it's just like, that's kind of funny. Like, yeah, it's fine. Well, it's not a big deal.
If they only knew what communism was,
yeah, they don't know what it is.
They would like it too then. If they only knew what it was. I mean, I remember
Ron Paul Maoism.
Yeah, I remember listening to Caleb saying something like, you know, if Mao was in America, trying to be a communist in America, he would be going to all of the rural and cool and Christians and MAGA people and trying to, you know, rally them together. You know, rally the what do they call peasantry, right? Tired, and he said it a lot better than I could. I'm seeing some comments, you know, tired of cliques in the groups. Yeah, I am so tired of cliques. Listen, I tried to make peace with everybody. I genuinely did. And I couldn't make peace with everybody. There's some people, when they turn on you or they turn on the movement in general, you can't make peace with them anymore. You simply can't. And the sad part is, it's like, who attacked who first, right? You two people are attacking each other over some disagreement. I attacked them because they attacked me. Why did they attack me? Because I attacked them, right? Or because we disagreed about something. And then how do you know which one is actually uniting and which one is dividing, right? If you divide yourself from the divisive, how do you know that you're not the divider? Right? How do you know that
Right.
you're a little clique? How do you know? How do you know? So that's why I try never divide with people, never split with people more than I have
I
to.
love that, Sam. That really makes me respect you. Like when I saw this happen and then I saw that you were on my side, it just really touched my heart because I felt like it's another thing. I think it's spiritual in a way. I think when me and you met in Kansas, just right off the bat, you were one of the first guys I talked to, and we were just right on the same level, man. And here we are, and it's good because we're still kind of early on in this, and I think we need people that are serious and aren't going to turn on each other. I mean, if you're going to take on the deep state, you're going to abandon your brothers and sisters over goofy personal stuff. Keeping it PG.
Look, if I was a deep state actor, right? If I was a deep state actor, what would I be doing right now? I would be telling all of the
comment, by the way.
Yeah, I know, it's so funny, right? I was like, COVID, it's gonna destroy us, and then they ended up being right, and it was like I should have never argued with them in the first place over it. But what I'm saying is, if I was the deep state right now, I would be trying as hard as I could to split up everybody that I could away from CPI. I would go message, for example, maybe somebody that is just unassuming, like these nice, kind women from the group, especially, right? But somebody that's just kind and unassuming, and I would message them about some problem or some shit talking them. It's not actually happening. I would say this person is shit talking you, right? And come up with some excuse why they can't confront the person about it. You have to get people to suspect each other and distrust each other, turn against each other. I would do exactly what Nick was doing. Nick told me when I would say something like Caleb told me X and Y, Nick would go, I don't think that X and Y is true. Even if it was true. Why? He just wanted me to distrust him. So trying to create divisions and distrust, and people are, and I know I am,
you're right.
Assuming by default.
They weren't setting in on the lectures. Like, how much more division and distrust can you create? They were literally divided. In an organization with like 30 people, and it was just the too cool for school attitude. Like, even if you do have serious disagreements, like it's the same as like when I teach class. Like if a kid sleeps in my class, I have no respect for that kid, and I tell them, I go, I used to, when I first started, I would really try to fight, be like, you need to wake up. And then I realized, if you don't respect me enough to be awake in the first place, why am I wasting my time? Maybe you are, maybe you stayed up too late, I don't know. But for me, I never slept in class. Not because I'm the best, but just because I had that basic level of respect for my teacher. Like, even if I hated them, I just was like, I'm in class, and especially if you go to a convention where we're all supposedly like super interested in this material, and someone else, I mean, they're so excited that you prepared, you're going to be videotaped. You're like a nervous, like 19-year-old girl, and then people are like sitting out back smoking cigarettes. Like, I don't.
Yeah. And it's this is a thing, really important thing too. And I'm sure you've got a spiritual tie to this because, but work is virtuous, right? Work is virtuous, and listening to those lectures and delivering them, but listening to them is a form of work and effort on your part, right? And people are dedicated to just working and getting things done. Those are the people that I trust the most, right? And that big part of why I trust Caleb so much is that he is obsessed with getting it done, moving forward, planning more things, getting more things done. Too many people are just part of like maybe you're somebody like, okay, I'm gonna rip on Dust James. Okay, sorry, Dust, but you're someone like Dust.
I had no idea what this stream would be, but I think this is how live streams go, right? You just like, we're chilling. Let's see what happens.
I'm not going to be too hard on him though, okay? Because I feel like he doesn't deserve for some reason.
I think he's
even
going through some stuff, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So listen, look, he worked hard. He did work hard. He streamed a lot, right? But he also really needed to be right all the time, and he had a group of people around him who he kept around. And some people, like me, I'm like, oh, it's Dust James. Like, I respect this guy some amount, right? So I came in, I respected him. I was kind of excited to meet him and talk to him and all this stuff, right? And I realized there's like a cycle. People like that come into his space, come into his chat, right? But if they start to disagree with him, he just kicks them out. He just doesn't want him there.
And I love Dust and I love what he's doing. And I'm sure many people, I mean, will say the same thing about me. I mean, this is my first stream ever. I literally downloaded, signed up on StreamYard. My wife just got done changing our baby in the floor back here. And she's like, wait till I put a diaper on it before you hit live. And I'm like, I'm going to hit it. So if you watch this back, my baby's just got her baby up and I hit live. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Literally none. I just was like, I'm gonna hit live. Maybe I'll talk for 2 hours and just see what happens. You know, Caleb does.
You don't have a pretense about this, right?
Yeah,
you're not going.
I don't care.
Working class. I
don't give a shit.
I'm the golden standard. I'm a real worker. I'm the golden standard. And when I grow my stream to be the gold standard for working class politics, right?
No, I mean, you can't take yourself that seriously and survive. It will drive you insane. You know,
right.
Like
Dust,
you got it's a weird. You got to keep two things in your same mind at the same time. Like it is super serious, but you're also going to be at the same time. Like have fun. You know, it's an Oscar Wilde quote: "Life is too important to be taken seriously."
Pretense. It's the pretense, right? And it's that pretending that it's more than it. That's the problem, right? You have to look at what you're really doing, and then that's good, right? And sometimes it's more than what you realize, right? I tend to be very modest. You know, I don't necessarily even realize how much my videos have impacted people. I mean, even the 2 or 3 people watching right now, you know, we could be having a huge impact on their lives we don't even realize, you know.
I've thought about that. You know, I think about things like that. I do. Like, if you read any biography of Mao, like his first few years are very like humble. Like he's like in a library, you know, like he's in like reading groups. I mean, even when they started the party, like how many people were in the party? Like 22 or something like that. I mean, it was less than was at our CPI convention in Kansas. I mean, we had 3 times that many people. And I really felt like we were just getting started. I still feel like we're really just getting started. But Gabby actually said, let's put this up here, Gabby. What did you say? You said, people join Twitter for popularity. I'm sick of it. I was serious about this organization. I don't want to waste my valuable time. I would say this, sweetheart, I don't think you did waste your valuable time. I think you found people that are serious, and I'm glad to hear you were serious about it. It's an ego trip. You got to stay humble. And then my old student Drew said he absolutely conked out a few times during Huckleberry Fest. So I still love you, Drew. I probably took it too serious. That was my first year teaching, and I sucked. I was like, we're just gonna read Huckleberry Fest.
I started playing video games with friends. Then I went to school sleep deprived. I could survive almost every class, but calculus, for some reason, calculus enough like mental load that it put me over the edge, and I couldn't help but fall asleep in calculus class. And it's to the point where before I want to go to bed, I actually, if I don't feel tired, I will watch calculus videos, and then I can fall asleep. Or like, but
Okay.
yeah, I actually don't. I wish I wouldn't have done that though. I actually wish I would have paid more attention in class, right?
Well,
So I'm
you're
not
grown
proud of it,
up now.
but
You
I
know,
was
as a
a bad.
as a teacher, you got to remind yourself that you're teaching people whose brains are not fully formed yet. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me through this?
I do hear you. Yeah, you sound better.
Do I sound clear? Yeah, I didn't in
Yeah.
my settings. I switched to my AirPods because I was hearing like feedback from, but then it was making the AirPods. The AirPods have a pretty crappy mic, especially if you got one of these laying around. So, I'm glad that sounds better. But I don't want to keep you on here too long, man. But I love talking to you, so I'll talk to you until.
Oh no, we're on the same page. I think I'm gonna go soon. Plus,
Okay.
I'm sick, so I tend to. I love to play to the audience, even if it's only a few people. I love to just like. I get so much energy from streaming.
Hey, there. Yeah, dude, I'm an extrovert. Like, I am almost amazed that this exists and that I haven't been using it. You know what I mean? Like, I get so much energy. Like, I'm like, I can learn with people in a way that will always exist and people can watch it. Like, that's so cool, you know?
Now you only have a few viewers here. I can't help but wonder what would happen if you went on Rumble. I wonder if you'd get more or less, just as an experiment.
Well, I do have a Rumble account. I don't know. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe the next time I do this, I'll set that up and just see how that works because it's not hard to do both. I don't think.
Never tried it. I never tried it. I do know there's a way to what do they call it? There's a way to like stream to several platforms at once. I don't know if that supports Rumble, but like next time I start streaming, I'm gonna try to use that I forgot the name of. So
Max, I think I have your phone number. Do you want me to send you the link and you can talk? Max the Sax.
Hey.
Max the Sax. Let me see if I can figure that out, Max.
All right, I'll stay on a bit. Max can fill in a bit of the
Max.
So yeah, chilling out a little bit.
Oh, it's on my other phone, Max. I'll put the link in. I think I can just put the link in the chat, can I? Probably. Yeah. Oh, that's the way to do it. There you go.
Now anyone can join.
Yeah, but I get to choose if they get to be added, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. So you'll just get like a few
a few trolls.
No,
Somebody
there's not
showing
enough.
their butt on camera.
Not enough trolls.
The Russian sex bots will come in like they used to on Caleb's streams. I'm just going to talk for a second about why I love my brother Caleb Maupin. Okay? You, sir, have taught me more than any living person on the internet. Hands down. Okay? I'm not stirring up anything. I am merely saying that if I know that's true for other people, there's no way that's only true for me. And it's almost like if you were friends with Plato and then you found out Plato had a weird quirk. Which I'm pretty sure Plato did have some weird quirks. And then you decide, well, didn't this happen with Socrates and some hemlock, and I just really I feel, Sam, and I don't want to go too much into this. You cannot sacrifice people who have taught you so much for no damn good reason at all. And I will tell everybody listening to this that I will not do that. I will not do that with Caleb Maupin. I want my I support Caleb Maupin hat. I won't do that with Jimmy Dore. Okay? I won't do that with... Who else won't I do it with, Sophie? I won't do it with you. Absolutely not. My baby bear. You want to say hi to him? There you go. I won't do it to you, Soph. Playing the internet. Ooh, I won't do it to her. I won't do it to Nick Brana. Sorry, Nick. I won't do it to you. I won't do it to you, Sam. I don't care what weird quirk the CIA finds out about you. You're my brother till the end.
I'm pretty clean. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I think mine, if they found out mine, it would just make me look cooler, you know. So
yeah, there's a thing they could dig up on me that would
everybody has something, and if you don't, you are a boring human being.
Increase the amount of attention and fame that I get. So hopefully they bring it on me when I'm really when I start when I have time to stream again and I start getting maybe 100 or 200 live viewers. You know, I'm starting to grow a little bit, and then they'll spring it on me, and they'll be like, owned, and then I'll be like, nope, and then I'll just get even more famous. So hopefully we'll see.
Well, it is an arc. It is almost like the hero's journey, like the Jungian hero's journey. Like right before you slay the dragon, you get canceled. And then you have to rise up like a fiery phoenix and move to Rumble and have 160,000 concurrent live streamers. Hey, Max is in here. Let's see if Max wants to come in for a while. What's going on?
Hey, comrades.
Oh, hey, Max.
How's my mic? Is my mic good?
You're good.
Okay, great.
It's good enough.
Cool.
A little hot, but you're all right.
Yeah, I'm tired, man. I actually I went up to Silver Spring today, meet up with some other comrades that I'm organizing. All the people who were part of SINA, they're still out there, and we're still doing what we're doing. We're doing it under a new formation. I don't want to release the name yet since we haven't filed as a new organization yet, but the organizing of youth and students ain't going away, no matter what.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, brother.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging up the hat yet, you know.
Good.
Just laying low. Let things cool down. Let everybody work it all out of their system, and then we'll rise from the ashes like a fiery phoenix.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah,
how's everything else going, Max? Everything good in your life? Working hard?
I started college literally 3 weeks ago, so I was in college like on Saturday night when this happened, when this all dropped. So
yeah.
Well,
I tell you what, man, I loved your speech at CPI, and to the two people watching this, you should get on. I think it's still on the CPI channel.
It's on Caleb's channel too.
Max is a I think I wrote the comment on there that you are I had to look it up on Google to make sure I was using the word correctly, but you are is it a wunderkind, the German word?
Wunderkind.
Yes. There, see, he knows. Yeah. He knows the word. But you are one of those. You were brilliant beyond your years, man, and everybody should go watch that speech. The history of the CPUSA, right?
Yeah, damn straight.
Very, very relevant to MAGA. I've been reaching out to my MAGA family members, and I was like, "Oh, guys, yes, believe you me, the Marxists are very familiar with the tactics that are coming for you."
Yep. And you should tell those folks to listen to that speech, because I spell it out pretty well what kind of struggles we used to be involved in, our history, our tradition, where we came from, and that's who we are.
I'll point them in your direction, Max.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks for coming on, buddy. Feel free to stay as long as you want, or if you need to hop off, hop off. I'm brand
Cool.
new to this thing.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you and Sam are still kicking it.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about it today. I was like, I was missing Caleb's streams. I know he's working some things out, figuring some things out, but I thought maybe I'll just try it, see what happens, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and I was like waiting until the quality of my interview skills and presentation skills get to the point, right? I've only been doing this for less than a year, maybe half a year, and I think it's pretty good, but I see a lot of room for improvement, right? So I was waiting and grinding and trying to get up to the point where I want to be interviewing with Caleb and talking about stuff, and then I can be my best self, right? Presenting to the public with high quality live content that's engaging. I know when I went on the culture.tv, that was with Hassan and Q. Well, that show's gone now. But when I went on there, I am ratings. They got more donations, more views, and all this, right? And I never got to go on Caleb's show. Not just for the boost, but because I think we would have had an awesome conversation about PSL and the synth left.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
And there's things I wanted to bring to that conversation too, right? I had some plans for what the real substance would be rather than just gossip, right? And so it was pretty pretty disappointing to me to see him go off air. I mean, for many reasons. His voice is so important, appreciated, and I would love to hear what he has to say about current events and to learn more from him, right? It cannot be over because we didn't have our interview yet.
It's not over. It's not over. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone, but
right.
Just sit tight, fam.
And further to that point, comrades. Yeah, and further to that point, like Marxism, Leninism in America, American socialism, socialist patriotism. It's not over. The new era. We're going to rise, and what more can I say? All the work that I've done for the past 2 years within Students in Youth for a New America. When this came out, I was like, regardless of what happens, I'm not letting that go down the drain. I'm not going to let the comrades that I organized, be thrown into the wilderness and, have no voice, no group, no formation to express it in and work with. And yeah, we're reorganizing. We're going to be on the campuses again soon. We're going to be in the streets again soon in our local communities. And I mean, that's pretty much what the word is. In terms of...
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but and for full disclosure, comrades, I did join. I have joined Peace USA, so I'm
good for
working with
you
them as well. Yeah,
Chris Halele.
Yeah, Halele pilled.
Yeah, I've thought about that org. I'm not sure. I don't think they had a branch in my city. Is the thing, but
right.
Well, I'm officially. I think I'm in. Oh, you go ahead, Sam. I'll cut you off. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Chris Halali really inspired me. It was awesome to meet him. Look, when CPI or whatever comes next is organizing new events, you can go to them to meet people that inspire you and talk to them. It's amazing. It was amazing meeting Chris Halali at that event and talking to him. I learned a lot from him. And I'm against sectarianism, but I get sometimes want to attack people, right? That have different ideas or who have criticized or attacked something that I believe in a sectarian way. Chris has much better principles than that, and he's a very. It seems like his head is really in the right place.
Yeah, indeed. On that note, comrades, I am going to have to depart. I've got a movie to watch and Ben and Jerry's.
What are you watching? Do you mind to share?
Wild Geese. It's a 70s English movie with Richard Burton. What's a Richard Burton. What's the other guy? Richard Harris. Roger Moore. It's pretty good.
That's awesome. Here,
Awesome.
right before you go, I'm gonna show you. I just bought this movie for my film study.
This cold is starting to catch up with me. My throat's a little.
Watch this. This is a Tree of Life, the Criterion version. It's like 4 hours long.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched. Terrence Malick, but it's. If
Have
you
you
like to see
guys
how the dinosaurs died.
Have you ever guys watched the movie Heat? 1995. Robert De Niro.
I have never watched it.
Oh, it is so good. Give it a watch. And with that, I'm gonna have to go, comrades. Good seeing
All
you,
right,
Sam.
buddy. Take care. Enjoy your film, buddy.
Yeah.
See you in your
Also,
Mac.
I'm assuming public can't see backstage chat.
What's that?
I'm assuming the public can't see the backstage back.
I don't think so. I don't even know how that works.
Okay, I'm gonna put my phone number in the backstage.
Oh, is
So,
that the private chat?
Yeah, it's the private chat.
Okay. Yeah.
So if
yeah.
you guys want to reach out to me, that's my phone
I
number.
see it. I'm gonna hit you up right now, buddy.
Very good.
All right. Take care, my friend.
You take
See you
care.
later.
See you later, comrades.
Solidarity. Oh man.
Or I'll just ask you for that number later because I'm on my
Yeah,
phone.
absolutely. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Yeah. Guess what I have on my table
What you got on your table?
on your stream. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna show it?
I hope it's the coin with Thomas Paine hanging from a noose that King George III made.
No, it's really lame. It's a really old Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, that's even cooler, dude.
Yeah, I've been amusing myself a little bit lately with some games and I got my Pac-Man kills T, which is happens when you play more of the game than the developers thought you'd play, and so it just breaks, and it looks kind of like this.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hours. Yeah, you have to get to level 256, and then it
That's nerd power on steroids there.
yeah. And
I want to show you. Oh, you go ahead.
job web, but I'm interested in audio. I've been writing some actions. I wrote a web application toy. It's a synthesizer. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, let me show you that coin you showed. Reminded me of this. I'm teaching Thomas Paine in my English 3 right now.
Yeah.
And this is the coin. This is the real American history. Like Thomas Paine pissed King George III off so bad.
Yeah, that would piss me off. That certainly would piss me off. If you printed me hanging from a tree on a coin, I would say, fuck you.
Awesome. I absolutely love that.
That's
I don't know if you remember. I'm getting feedback. Man, do you got any headphones?
I do. Give me a see.
Okay. I hate to be that guy. I just want to see. Like it's live, so we're troubleshooting it. I know for me. I need to.
Here we go.
Get a hardwired connection.
Mike's still working.
And I will do that. Yeah, your mic works great. And I can't hear the feedback anymore, so we fixed it.
Yeah,
Awesome, brother.
red meat.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go, but I'm gonna go. I made a promise to myself. I'm gonna do this for 2 hours, and then I'm gonna jump out. So anytime you want to go, you can go, but you do not have to. I want you to stay as long as you want to stay, but I also don't want you to stay longer than you want to stay. So we're just chilling. Okay, it's like you're at my house. Okay.
Oh, okay.
gonna-
I'm just gonna try to the audience for a little bit. I'll do a little monologue and then I'll go. How about that?
Okay, buddy. Do a monologue. Maybe I can pin you. Let's see. Solo layout. There we go.
Yeah. So I actually, well, I gotta make this so you can't see the address, but I actually got a letter, handwritten letter from a Jehovah's Witness. See, and
Your neighbor.
yeah, dear neighbor. I'll read it. I'll just read it, or at least some of it. We are inviting our neighbors to our 3-day convention. If you think of all the shootings and killings on a daily basis, many people want to have everlasting peace. The convention is going to help you understand that by using scriptures in the Bible, it will have videos too. You can go to www.jw.org, click on About, next page, U.S. Convention to get more information on the convention. In Psalms 29:11 says, Jehovah will give strength to his people. Jehovah will bless his people with peace. Jehovah invites people to get to know him so he can bless you and us with peace from his word, the Bible, and more. I hope to see your family there online. Sincerely, what is that? Fatima W. And I got this letter. Now, these Jehovah's Witnesses actually, they didn't just give me a letter. They also were on my street corner, like right on that intersection where I live. It's 2 major streets. It's right nearby. And they were there, and they found this little niche on the street where I never saw that and thought I could stand right there and talk to people. Hey, I could stand right there. I could hold a sign. I could sell newspapers, anything. I could be right there. And there they were. And the fact that they can do this tells me, why can't I do this? And I know people will go, oh, well, they're just crazy and all of this. Okay, sure. The point is, what if you got this letter and it was legitimate information? What if you got this letter and it said something true that you've never heard before, but you knew it was true? Wouldn't that be something very positive and something very, good to think, right? So, I think that these Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm not going to join them. I'm not going to go to their convention, but I think we could learn a little bit from what they're doing and some of this boldness of what they're doing. So,
absolutely,
that's my monologue.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that, and I don't know if I'll be able to find the exact pamphlet. Let me look real quick on Google. I think it was an old, like, Wobblies pamphlet, and it said, like, what do you call a system that has tons of work to do but no jobs? It's just one page. It was just like that. I can't find it. 1 in 5. Yeah, they just make these pamphlets, let's see what's going on here. My screen got kind of weird looking. Maybe I do this one. Can't find. Oh, here we go. Share screen, share tab, work but no jobs pamphlet. So these kind of things, like it's just one page. And I've really thought about that because I live in a place where, and it's that choice between fear and love, like I live in a place where I watched after the 2020 election, like 30 or 40 MAGA met in front of the courthouse and had an AR-15, and you know, I'm big on the who told me? Oh, it's slipping my name right now. The guy that did the China presentation at Kansas, CPI Kansas. Man.
That wasn't Ryan, was it?
Ryan, yeah, Ryan. And we were hanging out one night, and he's like, in the Communist Manifesto, it says a communist disdains to conceal their views. But it's just tough in America. I mean, I know that's true, but to go out on the street corner. But we got to get over that. We got to choose fear or choose love over fear. We got to get over it. We got to do it right, and we got to. I mean, the Black Panthers did it right. You know what I mean? They went out amongst the people, and they set up the breakfast program. And how are you going to argue with that? Yeah. How are you going to argue with someone like feeding kids or like explaining to you what Dark Brandon is doing? And then be like, yeah, but you're a communist. It's like, I'm a school teacher. I grew up here. Like, you raised me. Like, if I went wrong, then it's your fault. I'm one of you.
Oh man. Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I think it is like, that's the last thing I'll say, that like a Christian, like I made a video about that. Like, to be a good communist is exactly like being a good Christian. Like, you don't shove it in people's face, but you don't try to hide it. It's just like Chris Halali really, really inspired me in that way. Like, you just be who you are, you be based, and then people are like, I love that guy. He's a good guy. He's always been good to me. He's been kind to my children. He's always helped me out. He helped me move. He's just the guy we go to when we're like, what's going on, man? Like, what should we do?
Yeah, that's cool. What I was going to say is, one of the best organizers that I worked with when I was trying to unionize my workplace, he did a much better job than right, and he considered himself an anarcho-communist. But he was a Christian, and he got his organizing experience from being an what do you call it? Evangelical, like going to people's door and going door to door. He got his experience from doing that, and then he went to become a narco-communist labor organizer, which I learned is not really the direction to go in the country right now. And I think he learned that too, because he's going to college, and I don't think he's doing politics anymore. But it was still his ability to organize labor, right? A lot of that is because of his faith and optimism, right? So for me, I was raised atheist, and I haven't studied religion too much. So for me, when I read Marx talking about what is religion, right, and in his intro to Contributions, Critique of Philosophy of Right, called something like that, and he talks about how religion is objective thing where we take all of our hopes and aspirations and our ideals, and we project and create this kind of image and system where we try to enhance ourselves based on the image of our ideals, right? And so it's an objective and real thing. And when I saw that, Marx describing that, I said, wow, like, this is not something that I should just write off as this whole dogma. This is actually a very important function of society, right? And if religion's not doing it explicitly, there has to be moral systems and guidance and ideals to put us in that direction.
Yeah.
And that for me, if I want to organize people, I'm going to have to be like that. I'm going to have to bring these ideals into myself and try to represent them so that people want to follow me, right? And
For sure.
just how Caleb's optimism is so infectious and inspiring and really brings people to him. I need to be able to find that with myself, and that is something personally that I right. but it's
Well,
still, yeah.
You go ahead. You finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it still is important for me, as you know, I'm was raised atheist, right? But it still is extremely important for me to actually put a lot of effort into understanding the American Christian identity and what it means and why so many Americans believe in these things, right? Rather than it just being a stale fact of culture or tradition that needs to
Well,
be chopped away.
yeah, you've got a good friend in me because my dad was a Southern Baptist evangelist. So, and I really do think there's some truth in what you said about your friend. Like, I think the best Marxist Leninists were former evangelical Christians or current evangelical Christians. I think Gavin is very close to that. I don't know. I think I talked a little bit about his background. He's not Baptist like me. I think it was maybe Presbyterian. I don't know. I don't want to say, but
See, me and Gavin are just like me and you. We just immediately, like, something just clicked right there.
Same with him. As soon as I saw that guy's smile, I was like, "Oh my god, he's a sweetheart. I got to get to know that guy." And just his unapologetic. Yeah. I still have a lot to learn from him. He is unapologetically a Marxist Leninist and a Christian. And I mean, it's almost amazing. Like, to me, he's obviously a Christian first and a Marxist Leninist second. You know, and I am too, but he's more by like choice. I was by birth. Like, that's how it came out, you know. So I went through this period where, being raised Southern Baptist, you're really taught that if you're not saved, you'll burn in hell. And in like my late teens, I really kind of shed that because it caused a lot of trauma for me. And I eventually had to I had this sort of acceptance, like, either God loves me or he doesn't. And I can't worry about this anymore, because you constantly, like, you become like a weird Calvinist. Like, am I one of the chosen? Am I not? Did I say it correctly? And so then I went through kind of I never went full blown atheist, but I got very agnostic. Like, I got very down the Hitchens path. And I remember when Sam Harris first came out, I thought he was cool. Like, God help me, I don't know what was wrong with me, but the like radical atheist movement, I remember that. I was like, yeah, tell them about what the Bible, you know. And then watching through Caleb, and you were talking about just living your principles, like seeing Caleb and seeing what Caleb did. Like, Caleb was choosing to be courageous. And I'd hear sometimes on streams, like, he really helped me kind of come back to my Christianity, because I got to Caleb by being disappointed with the Bernie movement, you know, and realizing that if we're ever going to do this for real, you're not going to get to do it through, like, you're not going to get elected doing it. The only way you could get elected doing it is if you had such a powerful organization outside of the electoral process that the state was so threatened that if they didn't let you win a legitimate election, you get what I'm saying? Well, that's the only way. If you don't have that, like, it's like, yeah, you got to have a hammer over here and then a ballot over here. Yeah. And if you don't have both, if you just have a ballot, like, imagine if Bernie had won, like, they would have just.
Well, it's happened before. Yeah, the CPUSA, you know, the CPUSA, right? People think third parties can't win. They think third parties are dead. Well, I disagree, and it sounds very stupid, but the thing that I say is true, and I think resonates with people. People vote for them, they will win. Okay, so you can go whine about the spoiler effect, but if enough people vote, they will win.
I've hated that argument from the very beginning.
You just get them to know about the candidate and what they believe. Only a few things. They only need a small amount of information. Just know about the candidate, know a few things that they believe in, right? And that's it. They'll vote for them, they will win. And, you know, I mean, look at, you know, that's what Diane Sayre is trying to do with LaRouche also, and I really hope that she wins. Right?
Is she on the
Even though it's
Ukrainian kill list?
Yeah, she is,
You know
and
what?
I remember she was there at Coney Island with a megaphone, going, "Unlike Chuck Schumer,
Dope.
I won't sell you out to Ukrainian Nazis." I
That's
mean,
dope.
or was that Jeff Young? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember. There's so many based awesome
They had
people
the
we
same
know now.
line, so I confused them. Yeah, Jeff Young ended up being a lot less based than Diane Sayre, though, I will say. I always suspected him from the beginning to an extent, but
Let me show you this on the spoiler effect real quick. The 1912 presidential election in the United States. Here you go. So you have Woodrow Wilson won. He was the Democrat, right? You had Roosevelt running as a progressive, and you had Debs running as a socialist. And the Democrats still won. Right? So how can you talk about, I mean, I don't really even care at this point, but how can you talk about spoiling an election if you can look at that breakdown? And obviously at that time, the country was just so progressive, so far to the left, that someone on the left was going to win. I mean, I don't know. I have no respect for that at all. Like, I'm like, oh, so you're not going to vote? Like, it's just to me, it shows a total lack of integrity. So you're going to vote for somebody that you don't really agree with, that you know is evil. It's going to be like, yeah, but they're less evil. It's like that. If you want to know the history of being raised Christian, like Southern Baptists in America, that is not something you do. We were told from the pulpit every Sunday that compromising your values like that is a great way to split the gates of hell wide open. And that's what liberalism is doing.
Right. That is 100% correct.
You look at this guy died for you. Was Jesus on the way to the cross? And then he's like, oh, I actually said this in one of my Base in the Woods stream. It's like Jesus on the way to the cross. And he's like, you know what? It's Satan's world anyway. I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to die. So I'm going to come down off the cross and I'm going to tell you guys to vote for Beelzebub just so Lucifer doesn't win, or the god of money. Why don't you vote for Mammon? No, you get nailed to the cross. And then, because you had balls and you got nailed to the cross, 400 years later, you create a movement of people around you that are so radical, so dedicated to your ideas, that you bring down the entire Roman government. And then they suck your ideas up into themselves to keep from being destroyed by your radical pacifism or what. I mean, that's how you do it. You don't sell out, man. And I got that from being in church, and I can see how that could apply well to what we're doing,
Absolutely. I mean, it's just amazing to think about. People talk about cycles of history, and it's like you're in a reactionary cycle of history. Right, that's right before like a revolutionary one is kind of how it is, right? I can't help but wonder if, like, for example, that maybe you need a historian to go plot this out, right? I'm a little bit tired, so I'm maybe
You're good,
maybe
man. We've been on here a while.
Yeah, no, it's well, there's not a lot of viewers, so it's not like high stakes, which is part
Give me the broad strokes, man. There's no stakes. I don't care if there's 2 million viewers.
Yeah,
it's only going to change our life if we let it into our head,
If there's a revolutionary cycle in history, right, it's partly an objective thing, right? Because the time has to actually come in order for it to occur. And when that time is approached near, it's almost, there's a contradiction, right? So first there's the inevitability of socialism. Marxists believe it's inevitable. But second, there's the imperative of socialism, which is that we must create it, right? We must do it, right? We must carry out these inevitable actions. Simultaneously is imperative and inevitable, right?
It's having faith. It's
Um,
active faith.
yeah, that is faith. That is literally the definition of right.
And I don't think you can build socialism without faith. Because, I mean, how long was Mao in the cave? How long was he like in the countryside? I mean, if Mao's like, oh, you know, this is the really high, you know. I don't, I mean, come on. You got to have rock solid faith, man. And you got to love people. You got to love common, everyday people. The same 78 million people that Joe Biden is about to sick the Gestapo on. You know, like I don't know. I feel every day like just us existing and being online and saying this. And I don't care at this point. Like, you want to fire me from my job for what? For my political beliefs? Okay, like expose your hypocrisy. Are you going to fire me for going to church? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just sick of being scared, man. And that's such a huge thing in this country.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like we think about, you know, I just think how every day I'm so grateful just to have a comfortable existence and, you know, have a little bit of money and a place to be and all this. You know, I'm very, very grateful for it. And I oftentimes find myself doubting my faith for the simple reason that if what I believe is true, there will come a time when everything that I know in my life, everything that gives me comfort and solace and a place to be, will disappear. And it's likely to happen within my own lifetime, right? And that's something that it causes me to doubt because I'm comfortable, right? And this is something that is telling me, in a sense, that the objective, the inevitable conditions have not arrived. You know what I'm saying? So we have our subjectivity, we have our knowledge and perception that things are changing in a catastrophic way, but objectively, they haven't gotten there yet, right? So we have a contradiction between the imperative and the inevitable right now. And I think that because, you know, why would a person like me be attracted even to this notion of cataclysm in America, collapse in America? Why would I be attracted to it? It's an extremely scary thing to think about. It's not something you would really want, right? And I'm not the type of person to be like, you know, I just hate everything. I just want to burn it all down and get rid of it all. And I'm attracted to it because of this cynicism, pessimism. No, it's not that at all, right? It tells me that other people, other kind and well-meaning people, are likely to actually listen to these things, right? We're at a point where the subjectivity of people is seeing collapse and destruction.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, no, they're not going to believe in what's going on. You know,
right.
Like if you have just it, I think it's because like I love that when I learned that anyone that's like, oh, I'm just not political, man. Well, that just means you support the politics as they are. You're a liberal. You know, you are a neoliberal, I guess, at this point.
Means the bickering between Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, that's what they think. They don't know what it means, but it's you know, I lost my train of thought. I'll be honest. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying, but I remember. Like as that sinner is starting to collapse, they can't just say that anymore. You know, like I realized today I want to make a short, and maybe it's kind of obvious to me because we hear it a lot in our community, but I think getting it out to kids that are searching for Minecraft videos is probably a good thing. Just to have like a 15-second short that says, all fascism is, kids, is when liberalism collapses. And liberalism is free market capitalism, and it collapses over and over. They can back it up for a while. They can print money. They can give you a credit card. They can let you go to college for free. But inevitably, it will collapse. It always has. It always will. And when it does, it will turn into fascism. And that's what you're watching right now. If you don't like fascism, you should read about the country that killed more fascists than anybody, and that's the Soviet Union. You know, it's socialism or barbarism. Kids, have a good day. You know.
Well, you know, TikTok
don't forget your lunch money.
Videos up to 10 minutes now, so it's we can but in 15 seconds, right? People aren't going to watch a whole 10-minute TikTok on politics, but like, I love your shorts because I'm like, damn, you know, I love to talk for a while and really draw a picture for someone, right? But in that 10 or 15 seconds, if you can get your message through, that is super cool. And I saw a lot of views on that. I'm like, damn, I should start trying to think, what point can I make in 5 or 10 seconds? What size point can I turn into a video?
Yeah, I mean, you can say like, you know, like it's you can set like here, like just watch it, you know. Fascism, all it is when liberalism collapses, when free market capitalism no longer works. You got two choices, kids: communism or fascism, and look what you're getting right now. And that's it. And then you hit upload, and the weird thing is 10,000 people watch that. 2 people watch this. Yeah. And the first night I did it and it happened, I didn't believe it. I was refreshing it, and it was like the number was going straight up, and it was freaking me out. And then you get over that, and then you start trying to tweak it. And I realized if you do a minute-long video, it'll get 1,000 views, but a 10-second video will get 5,000 views. And at the end of the day, I don't really care about the views. Like I told you, heard in the beginning of this stream, like I want to do audiobooks and I want to do this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, it's quality. But I mean, if you can reach more people, we want to reach people. That's what we got to do. So
exactly. I think we should care about the views, and not for a petty reason. Like, I feel so good, I'm reaching all these people, but just I'm becoming famous or whatever. No. You have an effective message. That means you have effective message. It's going to change minds, and it's going to actually do what politics is supposed to be about, which isn't just about feeling good or being the most revolutionary or having the most praxis. You know, I've done more charity work than you or whatever. No, it's about changing minds, right? And that's key.
Absolutely, man. Are you on your phone?
I am, yes.
Because your camera is really good. I'm gonna see what happens. Let's see, just real quick. We're almost out of here, but I just wanted to take a look. I'm pulling this up right here. I'm gonna see if it'll allow. And I'll be Tyler too. Tyler.
My old stream setup was using my old phone, which has a really nice camera, actually, as my camera.
Yeah, I saw you can do that. See the back of my head. Oh, look at that. I like this Jay-Z poster. I am what I am. There's Kanye playing some Super Nintendo. There's my brother when he was 7. That it works. Cool. Yeah, I saw that you can do that. You there's some kind of software you can use and get really high quality video
I
from
had
your phone.
problems with it though. It's because I use Linux and the driver I have to port to a new kernel, whatever.
You use
Well,
Linux now?
Yeah, I do. I've used it for over 10 years because Windows 8 came out and I switched to it and I was like, wow, trash. And it doesn't let me downgrade to Windows 7. Screw it,
Yeah.
I'm using Linux. And ever since
What
then,
what
I
what
won't.
flavor of Linux do you use?
I use NixOS,
Okay.
which I would recommend for newbies, but I've been using Linux over 10 years, so I like
Very
NixOS.
cool. I tried it out. I have one computer with Mint on it just so I can make it work if I need it to, and then my other one has Ubuntu on it. And I would use that. I just had it in the kitchen with that chart, the crypto chart, because I would check it at night and then trade it on my phone. I will say about crypto, if the feds are listening or going back through this video, I am meticulous in my taxes. I have a guy from Poland. Thank you, Roman. I'm going to give him a bunch of money, and he's going to do it exactly correct because you ain't going to get me that easy, brothers. I'm going to make you fake some stuff, okay? That's the only way you'll get me. I'm going to dot every I and cross every T, just so you know. Because I'm going to do this as long as I can. I learned it from Caleb Maupin. Everything legal above the board, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. All right. We love you, Caleb. I support Caleb Maupin. I don't have the hat yet. Send it to me, Garland. And Sam just did 2 hours on our first live stream. Sam, thank you so much. I don't think I would have got through this without you, but we had a good talk, and I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to let it percolate. And I don't know. I think I'm going to try to do one a week, and we'll have Based at home too. Just doing it, like just making yourself do it and putting it out there. Oh, Drew.
Huge.
Drew. I love you, Drew. I'm putting this up while we go out. He's watching at home on the TV. I was watching Haz's stream last night, and he said Zerka and Jackson were watching Haz on the TV at Joey's restaurant in LA, and everybody there was pissed. And
I heard that. It was
I was like,
funny. Oh my
that's
God.
great. Drew's watching us on his TV down the street. So I love that.
Awesome.
Thank you, Drew. But yeah, I just learned from this, man. Like we learn by doing. This is the mass line when it comes to live streaming on YouTube. Learn by theory, practice theory. Because now that I did this, I do want to go ahead and spring for that webcam, so I'm not so grainy. You know, I want to spring for. I'm gonna put this light up here so I look a little better. And I'm most importantly gonna go get a 100-foot ISBN cable and string it back to the router, just so. I mean, I love it, man. I never would have done this if it weren't for Caleb and if it weren't for that Kansas conference we went to. Like, he really is the Velvet Underground, dude. Like, when I heard him say that, not many people listen to the Velvet Underground, but every single one of them that did started a band. And just meeting Caleb, and he was so kind to me. And, when I left, he shook my hand and he looked in my eyes and he very meaningfully told me, I think you will play a huge role in this movement. And he meant it. And I mean, beautiful. I wouldn't be on the internet right now if he hadn't told me that. So what kind of cult is this? Did we go drink poison Kool-Aid after that? No, he came out to the car. He gave my wife a hug, and he told my 2 children bye and made sure they were buckled safely in the back seat. So, Forgive me if I don't join the online cancel mob for a dear friend of mine. And I've said it, and I will say it always. Anybody that says, why do you support Caleb? I will say, because I'm a Christian, and I forgive him, and I love him, and he's taught me way more than anybody else. He's done more good for me than just shut up now, okay? Let's go about our day.
But what about the
Hey, you make anything of yourself and they'll come after you too, bro. And if you throw people under the bus, guess what they're going to do to you? As soon as you reach any level of relevance, you will also be dragged down a proverbial dark, very gravelly country road. And no one will be there to say anything because, you know, you didn't have the spiritual fortitude to stick up for a friend. Or a comrade, if you want to say you have comrades. You guys love to throw that word around so much.
Max loves the word comrade. My experience, like, you know, Caleb talks about kindergarten teacher communism. Well, that's like what.
If you mean it, it's fine.
I have it ingrained
but
in my.
If you say it and then you turn your back on your comrades, I don't have much respect.
Yeah, we went to some random intersection and yelled for an hour, chanting whatever this and that. Then we went back to base. Good job, comrades. That's what I remember. So I just think about, like, give yourself a pat on the back, comrade. That's what I think of when I hear comrade. It's like, all right,
Give yourself a pat on the back, comrade.
But I will call Max comrade just because he calls me it, and it just seems
absolutely.
right. You know, he's such an upright guy.
Right.
So,
that is right.
Yeah,
that is right. You know what? Before we leave, I think we should go out on this since I'm going to put that comment up here, Drew. Drew is one of the first people, the only two people that have given me any money on my buy me a coffee was Antonio. Antonio is a true blue brother. Guy. I love, the more I talk to him, the more I like that guy. And I couldn't believe it, and I felt kind of guilty because he signed up to be a member. Like, it's like $5 a month. I just made it just to see what would happen, you know. And you know, I'm trying to get over like being weird about it, because I don't know, if somebody's doing something cool I
get it.
I think it's okay.
Listen, the only money I made was when John Keys was trying to get me to like him, and I made some Photoshops for him so I could feel useful to him. And so John Keys paid me to make some Photoshops for him, which, by the way, I do for free if I think it's a cool idea. But anyway, that's the only money I ever got as a quote unquote donation, and it still made me feel kind of weird. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't this, because I'm supposed to be doing it for free, isn't this going to corrupt me? Like, I don't know. You know,
it's kind of cool. I mean, I really like it, and I really would, like, I hear people say that, but I really would like to spend 4 hours a day and just like recording audiobooks and editing them. And I don't think I could do that unless I had like $1,000 a month coming in or something, you know. I'll do it. I'll set aside an hour of my own time, but it's like eventually, you know, got to get a little bit of
CPI 2 comes around. When CPI 2 comes around, and we have people paying $10 a month into it, then we're all just gonna turn that to UBI so we can all be content creators and just pump out
Caleb prizes. There you go.
So, and here's, I'm joking a little bit, but what happens is the more people you tell about your message, the more money you get. The more money you get, the more people you can, you know, the more resources you can devote, manpower being one of those resources, to spreading your message. It's a cycle, and once we get that cycle going and growing again, I mean, even as an individual, you can do this, right? I mean, that's exactly how it all works, right? But as an organization, you do this, you get huge, millions of people.
Yeah. And I think, and I could talk about this for an hour too. We won't, but maybe next time we'll talk about it a little bit. Yeah, next time. I hate this idea that like power corrupts. I don't believe that. I heard someone flip it once. I wrote it down somewhere, but I wasn't able to find it. And they said something like the unwillingness to use power for good corrupts. It was something like that. Like it flipped it around. And like when you realize like Marx never would have wrote a word if Engels didn't have $5 million and was giving him money. You know, and I mean the most dangerous thing I've heard bourgeois people say in like money financial documentaries. Oh, you're beautiful, kitty. Hello, pussycat. Oh, man, we'd have like 100 billion views if you just put we need your cat and we need my baby, and then that'll just it'll blow the servers out.
He's my baby. No,
But yeah, I mean, if you have money and you are incorruptible, because I can't remember what documentary they said. It was some Wall Street documentary, but he was like, the guy goes, it's good that we can buy off politicians because then there's stability in the system. The most dangerous thing is a radical that can't be bought off. And I was like, I cannot be bought off. You could give me $1 billion and I would just use it to create communism in the United States. Like I would be like, we're going to fix this. There's not going to be any homeless kids. That's going to be done. And we're going to fix the government. So anybody that is putting their own profits ahead of that kid getting a decent schooling and a decent education and a decent healthcare program and a decent place to live, we've got a prison cell for you. And there's no amount of money that you are going to give me to keep me from doing that. And on that note, I put up a couple modern day Marats here. So we're going to go to Mark Twain quotes. And we need to go Twain quotations here. I'm going to share my screen. Mark Twain, the fellow ENFP, one of my most loved fellow Missouri boy. This is an amazing page. It just has all of his quotes like on revolution. I want to read these and we'll go out on these. Let's revolution. Here he said, I am said to be a revolutionist in my sympathies by birth, by breeding, and I am always on the side of the revolutionists because there never was a revolution unless there were some oppressive and intolerable conditions against which to revolute. No people in the world ever did achieve their freedom by goody-goody talk and moral suasion, it being a mutable law that all revolutions that will succeed must be in blood, whatever may answer afterward. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if there's one on the French, was it the French Revolution? There's one where he said, let me get on Google and try to look it up real quick. Right. Mark Twain quote. Oh, there it is. That's it. If it'll come up. Marat. There it is. This is Twain, dude. I love this quote. It was hard to find it. Where'd it go? Oh, I had it for a second. We're going to leave on this. (1971) Andin. Every time I have read it since, I have read it differently, being influenced and changed little by life and environment. And now I lay the book down once more and recognize that I am a sans-culotte, and not a pale, characterless sans-culotte, but a Marat. What is a Marat? Was a French political theorist, physician, and scientist. Cool. He was a vigorous defender of the common people, a radical voice, and published his views in pamphlets, placards, and newspapers. He was assassination. They stabbed him to death, much like all good revolutionaries, Christians, anybody that lives for the people. But I love that because it shows that Mark Twain, people say when you're young, what is it? If you're not liberal, you don't have a heart. When you're old, if you're not conservative, you don't have a brain. That just shows that's totally not true. Like Twain, the older he got, the more radical he got, and the more he read the French Revolution. There's that other quote where he said that there were two revolutions in France. One lasted like 1,000 years, and it was cold. You know, have you heard that quote? No. All right, I'm gonna show you one more then before we go because it's really good. Let's see. I'm gonna go in my history. Twain. Cool. Twain quotes. Do you like those two though? Did you know Mark Twain had a side to him?
I always liked.
I think my headphones died. Hang on, I gotta turn you back on this way. Let me find audio. Here we go. Put you like that. Can you hear me?
I do.
Okay. Did you know Twain had that side to him?
I didn't. I always liked his wit and something about him. I really liked. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe when I was younger and I read Huckleberry Finn in school, and at the time I didn't see its value the same way that I now. But I always liked his wit, and maybe that's what I liked about him. It was what do they call it? Foreshadowing, right?
Well, according to Young, Mark Twain and Julian Assange have the same personality. Same one I have too. I don't like to push that too much because I start to feel weird about repping the ENFP brand too much. But it is true. It's that willingness to go all the way. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna try to find it. If I can't find it, then we'll just go. But it's from quote Connecticut Yankee Revolution. Oh, here it is. It came up. So I'm gonna pull it up. It's a little bit long. This is right in the middle of King Arthur's Court, which I read in class, I think a couple years ago. This was one of his last books he wrote. Share screen and share this tab. Here we go. Quote by Mark Twain. Oh, get off my screen. There were two reigns of terror, if we would but remember it and consider it. The one wrought murder in hot passion, the other in heartless cold blood. The one lasted mere months, the other had lasted 1,000 years. The one inflicted death upon 10,000 persons, and the other upon 100 millions. But our shudders are all for the horrors of the minor terror, the momentary terror, so to speak. Whereas, what is the horror of swift death by the axe compared with lifelong death from hunger, cold, insult, cruelty, and heartbreak? What is swift death by lightning compared with death by slow fire at the stake? A city cemetery could contain the coffins filled by that brief terror which we have all been so diligently taught to shiver at and mourn over. But all France could hardly contain the coffins filled by that older and real terror, that unspeakably bitter and awful terror, which none of us has been taught to see in its vastness or pity as it deserves. And that's just in the middle of that book. It's pretty great.
Wow, that one is a really amazing quote.
The barn burner, man. I love it. I love it. It's true. You know, it's people act like, oh, that's so bad, you can't do that, and well, things are pretty bad right now, and it's sad that no one's getting outraged by it, but I think they will. I think they're starting to.
Oh, yeah.
All right, brother. We pulled 2 hours
Yeah.
and 20 minutes. So
Bring
you go
someone else
rest up. I need to rest up too. So, but hey, we did it, and we'll do Based at Home #2 coming up soon. So tune back in, my 2, 3, 4 viewers. I love you all.
All right, guys.
Peace, man. Take care, buddy.
See you in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, we did it. I'm all by myself. And Drew said it. The T-Mac pod is awesome. So we're going to up our pod game. We already got the audio is about as good as I can get it. It's through a Scarlett 2i4. It could be through Universal Audio, but I don't even know if you would be able to tell the difference with that. The video quality needs to be stepped up. I know the first stream I saw of Jackson Hinkle, I knew he was serious because that video quality, Jackson, you're an LA boy. It was on point, brother. So we're going to step that up, and then we're going to hardwire this beast. We're going to have a permanent ISBN cable back through there to my router. So we're going to do this for real. I love you all. Gabby, thank you for coming. Claire Oscuro, thank you for coming. Max, thank you for stopping by. Drew, if you're still watching, you gave me $5 on Buy Me a Coffee, and I'll love you till the day you die for it. All right? I love y'all. Stay anti-woke. Peace out. I love you, MAGA. MAGA and Marxist-Leninists. Combine like Voltron. Okay? We need every hillbilly in America to say Stalin was based, and then I'll quit live streaming. But I think I got some work to do. So peace out. Maybe I'll do Based in the Woods 2 tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Love y'all.